Hey, what's up everybody? Over here at hive number 2, same as hive number 1. This will be the first inspection that I've conducted for this year and the first inspection that I've conducted in 6.5 months. Check out the introduction video that gives a quick summary of what has taken place recently and what I intend on doing this week. That's my attempt, as I've said, to try and make these videos a tad shorter and to reduce how much I repeat myself regarding the day of the week, the date, time, temperature, and all that. Some nice looking pollen coming into this hive. Alright, so quick look at the entrance. Let's take a look at hive number 2. If my memory serves me correctly, I provided quite a few nice frames into the medium box. This does not have a queen excluder at all, so I did this the year before. I added a medium box to a hive, fed them heavily, and they built out. When I say a medium box, I mean a medium box of new frames and foundation and everything, and they built out the foundation extremely well in a quick time, to where it gave them kind of, instead of running a hive as a double deep, it's like a deep and a half, kind of. So I anticipate the medium box having brood in it, because they typically rise over the winter to stay warm. Hot air rises, and since they had drawn comb, I imagine they used it as an extension of the brood chamber. And depending how it looks, I'll give them some more time. I'm going to feed all the hives here shortly this afternoon or tomorrow, in between some weather we have moving through. Feed them thin sugar water, not 1-to-1, but a little less, to stimulate the queen to lay more eggs, and they should be able to use that to develop more wax in the upper chamber if they need to. Give them some light smoke, which is something they are not used to. See what 6 months worth of propolis sounds like. Oh wow, I can't even lift that. There we go. Make sure my bee suit is sealed up, because I have a suspicion they're not exactly going to like me very much here shortly, because they have had nobody mess with them in half a year. It's a good habit to do if you're not aware of what I was just doing, is to check the inside of the covers for the queen. It doesn't happen often, but it has happened once, to where I actually found the queen on the inner cover. So this queen, just like all of them, were marked last year, so they should have a blue dot on them. And if you have not checked out hive number 1's inspection video, the previous video, that hive actually superseded that queen, and I found an unmarked queen, and now she is marked in white for 2021. So hopefully this comes up on camera. You can see some bridge comb here, which is fine, it's normal, but it looks like they have done an excellent job with the last little bit of 1-to-1 syrup I provided in September, using that, assumingly, to draw out the rest of the frames. And they have most likely started to use whatever is or has been in bloom this year to further build any comb that they need. Get the camera situated. Alright, well, let's see how this goes, because like I said, I haven't been in them in 6 months. So, oh man, that's nice to see. Typically find brood in the center frames. This is frame, what, 3? And they have not had food, supplemented food, since September. So I imagine that is 100% natural nectar And if you don't know, if you're new to beekeeping or just checking it out, this is capped honey. I could uncap this, or scoop it out and eat it right now. And if you want some more education, that bigger bee right there with the eyes touching and the body looks bigger, that is a drone. That is a boy or a male bee. Alright, let's continue. This side's nice. Like, that's a nice, beautiful comb brood. But wait till I show you this next frame. That is crazy. Unless they have a ton of queen cells, swarm cells down in the bottom box, I am going to hold off on this, but I'll show you here in a second the other side of this frame. Just crazy drone brood. And I don't think, I mean, look at that. That is, and it's sitting off the frame, but look at all that. That is all drone brood. I'm going to pay close attention to see if I have a laying worker situation. I don't think I do, because I've seen single eggs in the previous frames. That may have just been a spacing issue, or who knows. Alright, so this is what I'm talking about. This is very common when you first get into your hives after the winter. The bees will fill in the very small gap between boxes if you're running more than one with wax and drone brood. And when you pull them apart, they naturally rip apart. And this is what I'm saying, if I can get this out. If you see that little speck on there, that's a varroa mite. And this isn't rocket science. I mean, this is not a good way to test or to determine if you have a mite problem. I mean, most likely you have mites and you'll need to treat, but it's just a quick way. It's just a quick way to take a look at uncapping some cells and seeing, just how many have mites on them. Alright, I think that's good enough. They're definitely starting to get a little feisty. Okay, well, that's a good sign. We got some pretty decent brood here. I think I'm just going to move through the box under the assumption she is still in here and marked. And once I get to the last frame, if I don't find her, I'll go back through and have to switch gears and assume I'm looking for an unmarked queen. So that's frame 2. Let's see if I can fix this real quick. Try and do a better job of fixing that later. There are a lot of drones in this box, which is kind of concerning, but it's also just how things go. And like a lot of previous inspections, I have found the queen on the very last few frames. Yeah, look at all the drone brood down there towards the bottom. So maybe they are trying to swarm, maybe not. This frame's got some weight to it. Alright, so that's that. We add the top box to this. Oh, actually, that's why. There's a frame right here. That actually does have... there's the queen. There she is right there. What can I do? Because I did not... Damn, I did not bring my blue marker. Go figure. Didn't find her because she was on the frame. That was not in the box. Is she in there? Is that her? Yes. Alright. Alright, let me do a few more things, because, you know, that was an oversight. Y'all think the queen's in there? Alright. I don't know why I did not bring the blue marker with me, because I did hope to find some queens from last year, but I guess I also thought I may not have to remark them, so regardless, here we are. Let me get this plunger moving in the right direction. Hopefully y'all can see that. Turn around. Alright. Yep. Nope. It's like she does not want to cooperate. Oh, shit. She's pretty. There we go. Golly. Hold still. There we go. Remarked hive number 2's 2020 queen. Give her a few minutes to dry off. Show y'all the releasing of her. She was hard to find. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, so that gives them a little more space. Alright, let's get her released. Show you all that real quick. That's 2020's queen right there. Survived the winter, doing an excellent job building up the colony for this year. And there she goes. Okay. So they are put together. I just need to add the medium box. Which is really that simple to do. And I thought about this. In the meantime, I'm just gonna add this funky frame back to the box here. And I think since next weekend is the beginning of April, I think I'm going to add the queen excluders to the boxes next week, next Friday probably. Alright, there you have it. Hive number 2 healthy. Found last year's queen, remarked her. Much longer video than I anticipated, but I also kind of anticipated the first time inspecting the hives in 6 months. It's going to take a little bit, especially the boxes, the hives that have medium on them, which is only 2. So either way, or actually 3, yeah. So the next hive I'll get into is number 4. Hey, thanks for watching Cole's Farm. Introduction, took care of everything. You saw everything we did. Very curious to see what happens with the top box. What I'm talking about is the amount of drone brood in there. It's totally normal, nothing to be too alarmed about. I did not see any developing queen cells, so as I say that, I have the thought about something I mentioned before that I saw in another very experienced beekeeper's videos or page, that a hive with a decent amount, a healthy amount of drones is also an indication of a very healthy hive. So maybe that's what's going on with hive number 2. They're just extremely healthy based off the amount of drones I saw in there and the amount of drone brood that should be hatching here in the next week or 2. All right, that does it for this week. Cole's Farm, Jacksonville, North Carolina. We do have some honey available for purchase, so check out the square link in the banner on YouTube, or if you go to Facebook or Instagram and check out Cole's Farm NC, if you hit the book now button, that'll take you to our Square site. It's all pretty seamless. You can pay in advance, or you have to pay in advance because we're still continuing to do our part with social distancing and everything. But we do have some local and raw honey available from last year's harvest, which is totally fine, just as delicious as it was last year. Absolutely nothing wrong with it. Honey does not go bad if you don't know that. So check us out on those other social media platforms and tune in about 2 weeks, maybe 10 days to 2 weeks for the second inspection of hive number 2. Thanks for watching, everybody.